sense. Alright. Let me know when I'm ready. I'm good to go.
Alright, you're good whenever.
Alright. Let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, here we go. So, here we go. This is Super Mario 64, one of, if not the most popular speed games out there. I am going to be running the 70-star category, which is any percent, no major skips. So, in other words, no backwards long jumps or BLJs of any kind are allowed, and no MIPS clipping. Both of them are glitches you can use to beat the game early. So we're going to be beating the game more or less as intended. You get to see a lot of the fastest stars here, and it's overall going to be a pretty fun run. A lot of cool tricks, a lot of fast-paced gameplay, pretty much no breaks throughout. So right off the bat, we're going to come off to our first trick here after the end of this cutscene. It's called a Akiju Skip. Basically, normally when you walk up onto the bridge, the Akiju talks to you for a little bit, but if there's parts on the left and right side of the bridge that for whatever reason aren't accounted for, so I'm going to try to long jump off the left edge of the bridge and skip the cutscene. Alright, I got it. Saves around 8 seconds if you get it. So now I'm going to be heading to Bob-omb Battlefield to do my first star. I'm going to be doing a trick called Bomb Clip. Bob-ombs are the only objects in the game that are grabbable that, when you grab them, they maintain their hitboxes, and there's a 4-frame window when a Bob-omb's about to explode that it floats. So I'm going to try to grab it during one of those 4 frames and then use the backwards momentum it gives me because of the hitbox to clip through the change on skate. Oh, okay, my angle kind of changed for the last second there. There we go. You didn't see that. So now I'm actually going to be going to the slide next to do 1 star from there, because it actually takes 1 second to do a star from the slide before going to Womp's Fortress. So if you guys want to place your bets in chat as to what time I'm going to be getting, just don't bet anything below 12.7 because I'm not that good. I'm going to bet 12.9. Okay, yeah, this is not 12.9. I'm not very good at the slide, if you haven't noticed. Alright. So up next, I'm going to be heading to Womp's Fortress. I'm going to be getting every star from here. Unlike most courses in 70-star. This is a pretty reset-heavy level, unfortunately. A lot of runs can die to this part, especially if you're just trying to get a good beginning. It's really hard to get a good beginning with Womp's Fortress. The first trick I'm going to be attempting is called Owlless. I'm going to attempt to use a triple jump wall kick to get inside the cage where you normally need the owl to fall into. And it's pretty hard. Okay, it's not that difficult, but it's just finicky. Alright, I got it. So after every star, you might be noticing I'm scrolling down 2 options, and that's because I'm hitting continue, don't save. It saves a few frames to do that every single time, instead of hitting save and continue, and it adds up over the whole run. Alright, I'm actually going to do the 100 coins next. I have to be pretty good with my movement here, because I'm going to be trying to catch a specific cycle. That part's the hardest part for me. Alright, I made the cycle. There are 400 coin stars I'm going to be doing in 70-star, believe it or not. And you'll always pair 100 coin stars with another star just because you spend 1 less trip into the level. Alright, I meant to do a dive roll out there. That was a really good 100. I made a couple small movement flops here and there, but nothing too major. That star can go pretty bad if just one small thing goes wrong. Alright, so now I'm going to be attempting a trick called Cannonless, and what I might be doing might seem random, but it all makes sense. Trust me. Alright, so you normally need to get in the cannon and blow up that part of the wall to get the star, but there's a tiny slit in the wall where you can ledge grab because of kind of differences between the breakable wall and the part of the wall that's always there. And what I did there is a setup that allows you to just get in position to get the star pretty much every single time. And it saves a lot of time. The setup is actually slower than just falling for it, but it's a lot more consistent. And it helps get a lot more runs going. So with King Womp here, there's a bit of a glitch where if you ground pound and King Womp falls onto you, you just kind of go through like that. It makes the fight a lot quicker and also a lot easier. But okay. There we go. Now I only have one star left. I actually purposely saved the Fortress star for last because the Fortress actually lags the game quite a bit. And that's also going to be the reason why I'm going to be doing this star in zoomed-in camera the entire time. Because if I don't, then the game's going to lag quite a bit more. That was a really decent launch aside from missing Bonka. 656 is actually really good for me. Okay, so now I'm going to be heading back to the slide to get the other star from there. So, you can place your bets again if you want. I'll go with 12.8 this time. Hey, I guessed correctly. And I actually got that ground pound. I don't normally get that. Okay, so after this star, I'm actually going to be going into Mario Cam, and the reason why is because this light here actually lags the game quite a bit, and I want to avoid that lag. I am playing on the Nintendo 64 hardware, so there are going to be a lot of laggy spots that I'm going to try to reduce lag in. Got those 2 red coins. Those 2 coins are kind of the harder red coins to grab. So here I'm going to attempt a tech skip where I'm going to try to jump off that switch and then grab the star without touching the ground, and it skips the text box that normally appears. And I got it. That's the only cap I'm going to be collecting for 70 star. Alright, next is Bowser in the Dark World. This stage is kind of difficult. It's very movement intensive as well. I'm going to be trying to catch a cycle called Shigira's Cycle. I don't want to really make that many mistakes, and it's almost very easy to die here, so I'm actually going to kind of be a little bit quiet here while I focus. I don't think I can shoot her anymore. Yeah. So, I actually go for a strat called Poverty Shig. There's just slightly different than what most people do, but it still allows me to make the same cycle. Alright. I made normal cycle though. I made it kind of quickly though, so it's probably around a 3.5 second loss. We made it through though. Accidentally saved. I got Bowser fight here. Bowser throws are generally one of the harder parts of running SM64 just because they're so difficult. Yeah. And typically, yeah, I just missed it. Missing them usually wastes a lot of time. Okay. I, for some reason, cannot spin clockwise when I want to. Okay, whatever. So I'm going to head back to Bob on Battlefield and get the other star that I want. This star I actually could have gotten as my first star of the run using a trick called Island Hop, which is pretty difficult to do, not marathon safe, so I decided not to bother with it. But now I'm going to be using a trick called Sky Jump to get the Island Star. So while I'm going up the slope, I'm holding A and tapping B to do those kicks. I need the speed from that slope in order to get that height for the flight. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to make it to the island. Like, if I tried just standing on the cannon and doing a triple jump, I would not have gotten even close to making it onto the island. Yeah. So now I'm going to head to Cool Mountain. You might know that a lot of top runners actually get 5 stars from here. A lot of pro runners get 4 stars from here. I'm actually going to get 5. I do the older route. This first star, wall kicks for work, is one of my least favorites. So let's see how this goes. Alright. So normally you can't really wall kick out of a back foot, but if you're facing the wall, you can do it. This star is pretty self-explanatory. It looks really cool, too. Yeah, that star is really easy, and again, it looks cool. Alright, so the next star I'm going to be doing is the slide star. Normally in the faster routes, you would do the star with 100 coins. But I'm actually going to do the star separate and do the 100 coins with a different star. And I can just skip the entire slide just by going here, falling off, and then going all the way to the end. There's actually an intended shortcut in the slide, but we don't need that. We're speedrunners. We have alternate options. Okay, so the next star I'm going to be doing is the 100 coin star. I'm going to be doing it with the Penguin Race, which is kind of an auto-scroller. One thing that's important is I'm going to be doing a route where I can only miss 1 coin on the slide. So if I miss more than 1 coin, I'm going to be in for a bit of trouble. So that red coin over there you could grab if you want 2 extra coins you can miss, but I'm not scared. Alright, here we go. I'm going to kind of focus here. If I miss more than 1 coin, then I lose a minute, so let's hope that doesn't happen. I missed 1, now I can't miss anymore. Alright, we're good. So, it's actually beneficial to miss 1 coin on the slide, because if you get 101 coins, the slide is a little farther up, and it's a little harder to long jump to. Any more than that, and the star is impossible to reach, so thankfully I was able to enter with exactly the amount of coins I needed. Alright, so next we're going to be going to the Big Goose Haunt. Pretty spoopy level. There's a lot of ghosts in it. But thankfully we're only going to be collecting 2 stars in here, so we don't have to worry about the scariness for too long. So, I'm turning the camera right here just for the lag reduction. I'm going to be doing Secret of the Haunted Books first. So there's normally a puzzle the game wants you to solve, but we can just skip it by just double jumping straight to the star. In the DS version of the game, they actually put a glass wall there to prevent you from doing that skip. Which is kind of funny. Next, I'm going to be doing Big Boo's Balcony. You're actually not supposed to be on the 2nd floor of the mansion this early, because normally you have to do the 1st star and then stairs pop up, but Mario can wall jump, so we don't have to worry about that. So for that 3rd hit, I actually slid into the Big Boo, and that allowed me to kill him, because when you're sliding you can do damage to enemies. Right, we're down there. So now I'm going to be heading to the basement. One of the harder parts of the run. A lot of the stars here are pretty difficult to pull off. There's a lot of difficult tricks here. So first we're gonna grab Mips. This is actually not that hard. Yeah, if you had a lot of trouble catching that bunny as a kid, just don't worry about that. He's really easy when you have to grab him like that. Alright, so now I'm gonna be attempting a trick called Colorless, which is kind of an extension of the bomb clip you saw earlier. Let's see if I get it. It is kind of difficult. Alright, I got it. So, that's kind of taking the bloated bob-omb glitch I talked about earlier, and it's combining it with a trick called the hands-free glitch, which allows me to hold the bob-omb and ground pound, double jump, all that good stuff. And the hitbox still affects me, so I can use it to clip inside the top of the pyramid. Alright, so now I'm going to attempt the Shy Guy star. I run up the right side of the tower there, because otherwise the Shy Guy might charge at me, and I don't want that. Okay, this last star isn't very hard, actually. Okay, up next is Lethal Lava Land. I'm actually going to be collecting every star from Lethal Lava Land except for the 100 coin star. This is a pretty interesting stage in terms of how you go about getting some stars. I'm going to do Red Hot Log going first. Except I'm not actually going to use the log, I'm going to use the cap. Okay. You can just kind of fly over the fence here. Skip the log entirely. Now I'm going to attempt a trick called Lava Boost in the volcano. Where I'm going to use the lava fall in the volcano to skip having to climb up it. It is kind of difficult. I'm also going to be going for it using a long jump, which is significantly harder than what I normally do, which is just a triple jump. So, hopefully this goes well. Alright. That's pretty difficult to pull off. You need to hit the right parts of the lava fall in order for that to work. And if you miss it, you'll just die. When I'm doing this long jump here, I'm actually holding Z so I can get that instant jump dive. If I wasn't holding Z, I'd have to wait before I could jump dive. Okay, I'm gonna do that. That's not what I meant to do, but it works. So I'm going to do the same movement to get there as I did last time, and then I'm going to head over to where the other bowlers are. These bowlers are kind of tricky to take care of. Oh boy. Okay, I'm fine. Try to kill all three of them with just the ground pound. Okay. You guys feel things like this. This big one is easy. I'm gonna do the other volcano star now. Now the last star I'm going to be getting is the red coin star, which is really easy. I do want to explain a movement technique you're going to see me do quite often throughout this run, and you might be seeing me do it here. It's called a speed kick. Let's see if I get one here. Okay, that's it. You can't normally do a kick like that when you have a super high amount of speed. If you try to press A and B, you'll just dive. But by holding neutral right after you land and then holding A, it's possible to press B and get a kick. And since kicks have a set height, speed kicks are really useful for starting triple jumps, and also they maintain your momentum. Alright, time for Hazy Maze Cave. If you've never watched a Super Mario 64 speedrun before, you're gonna like Hazy Maze Cave. There's gonna be some interesting stuff going on here. Alright, so HMC doesn't really have ceilings in certain areas, so you can just kind of jump over walls like that. And conveniently, there's just a star right down there for you to grab. I kind of had to hold back, though, because there's a death plane you can hit if you don't hold forward. If you don't hold back, or if you try to hold forward too soon, you can hit the death plane. Alright, time to skip having to go through the entire maze to take the emergency exit. There's nothing but a triple jump wall kick. That star normally takes a pretty long time, but for speedrunners, we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. This next star is kind of interesting. You normally need the metal cap for it, but what I'm going to try to do is fall with a low enough vertical speed that Mario kind of touches the swish before he's considered in the water. It's really weird how it works, but we'll see how this goes. You need a really good triple jump wall kick from here to do this. Also, again, you just kind of jump over the ceiling. Alright, I got it. That used to be called the Christmas Miracle, because before people really understood how it worked, you just kind of hoped you'd get it. If you got it, it would be a Christmas miracle. Time for Watch for Rolling Rocks, the infamous 0.5 process star. But first, we have to talk about parallel universes now. We're not going to do that. Alright, I got bad boulder RNG. Yeah. So if that boulder bounces to the left, then that's just bad RNG. We're out of HMC. So we're done with the basement levels for the rest of the run. But first we have the hardest star of the run. This is pretty difficult. Yeah, that took a lot of practice to get down. I'm proud of myself for that. TBH. Nice move. time for Dire Docs or DDD. So this is kind of a water stage. It's kind of boring, but there's a lot of tech that goes into it. There's going to be a lot of weird camera angles to reduce lag. Also, optimized swimming in this game actually involves pressing A in a rhythm rather than just tapping it repeatedly as one might think. So I'm going to be kind of relying on an audio cue to make sure I have the right speed. So I'm going to do the chest star. I really don't like this last chest. I always tend to miss it like that. It likes to give me trouble. Wasn't too bad, I guess. I managed to recover it quite well. Coming up is another major use of lag reduction shots. Midway through this tunnel, I'm going to be pointing the camera left because the submarine in the next room lags the game terribly, and you want to keep it out of sight as much as possible. If I weren't turning the camera right now, the game would be lagging a lot. And you'll see that once I get onto the sub. Okay, next I'm going to do the manta ray star. The hitboxes on the manta rings can be pretty weird sometimes, so I'm going to try to get to the first 2 rings possible, and then from there on out it should be pretty good to go. If I don't, I'm going to have to be really careful, otherwise I might lose a ton of time. Alright, we're good. A lot of unfortunate things can happen on that star. Alright, so next is... Oh god. Okay, don't swim into the whirlpool, please. Yeah, grabbing the star is generally pretty difficult, especially if you're like me and you try to do lag reduction stress. Okay, Bowser in the Fire Sea is probably the coolest Bowser stage with red points to do. I'm going to try to explain what I'm going to do afterwards, though, because I'm going to need to focus. Oh god. I meant to have more speed out of that. Alright, so now I need to get this red point. So I was gonna go for an early elevator cycle, but I'm not gonna be able to do one now. This is pretty bad. So I'm a whole cycle behind where I should be. Grab that. If I had perfect movement throughout that first section, I could make a cycle called Lava Boost in early alleys, where you Lava Boost onto those elevators and then basically do the movement I just did. Whatever though. That stage can go a lot worse than that. So at least I made it through. Alright. So this Bowser throw is the easiest one to make, but it's the worst one to miss. Because during this attack, you can't actually grab Bowser's tail, and if I happen to miss the throw and throw him off the edge, he'll do this attack again. But I'm fine. Okay. So now we're going to be heading upstairs to the second half of the game. Or I guess it's the second half. It's less than half, but you know what I mean. The first level I'm going to be doing is Wet Dry World. It's important to note about this level is that depending on what height you enter the painting at, it determines the initial water level for the stage. So I'm going to enter, for 3 of the stars, I'm going to enter on the lowest, and for 1 of them, I'm going to enter on the medium water level. There's 3 different water levels you can have. Also, on these first 2 stars, I'm going to be attempting a really difficult side flip into a triple jump wall kick. That saves a total of around 4 seconds between these 2 stars. So let's see if I get this. Alright. That's... Okay. Break the box, please. Okay. It saves around 3 seconds on this star and like a second maybe on the other star. Okay, that wasn't too fast, but at least it went really well. I'm going to be attempting it again on the next star. It's a little more risky here because if I miss it, I'll fall into the water. I'm not going to attempt it again because the camera angle is really weird here. Let's do this. That's one of those risk versus reward situations. Next, I'm going to be doing the web drywall at 100 coins. Unlike 120 star and 70 star, you pair 100 coins with secrets in this level, and it's a really cool star to watch and also to play. There is a lot of RNG though, because a lot of coins you get are either from enemies or item boxes, and the coins can just go flying wherever they want. Alright, that skeeter can also be quite a bit random. But luckily, he was able to cooperate. I have 1 spare coin in this entire route, but there's also a backup box I can get. Okay. That area is kind of the worst part because of that amp, and also it's hard to move tightly there. So far I have every coin. Right. Some interesting movement. Okay. Okay. So that did not go entirely as I wanted it to, but I just showed off kind of a cool glitch where if you do various inputs, it's actually possible to escape a check gets grasped early like that. Okay, this web drywall isn't very good so far, but it could be a lot worse. Only 1 more star to get here. So this last star is pathetically easy. There's like 5 different ways you can skip the airlifts in this level, but the best way is to just take this warp, which puts you right next to the cannon, and the star is literally right here. That wasn't a great way to drywall, but it could, again, they could have gone a little bit worse. Next level I'm going to be going to is Tiny Huge Island, or THI. There's 2 different entrances for this level, but I'm only going to be entering through the small entrance because it takes way too much time to get to the big one, and it doesn't even save any time on any stars. Also, this secret, THI Secrets, is a really cool star, so let's hope this goes well. Alright, I meant to long jump off that. Alright, so what I did there is kind of a cool floor clip where that hitbox of that steep floor is really thin because of how steep it is. And with a good enough speed and angle, it's possible to kind of clip through it. And then the water upwarps me because when Mario enters a body of water, no matter where he enters it, he's always programmed to teleport straight up to the surface. And so I entered it from the side there. So I do the Chronotine Star next. Alright, 2 ground pound there. You might be wondering why I am ground pounding stars. It actually sends Mario to the ground quicker. For whatever reason. I guess because Mario falls faster with ground pounding. And so that's used quite often. I'm gonna go for a cool little strat here that saves like almost nothing. That movement's pretty neat when you perform well. Alright, so that was an alright THI. I made a couple of small mishaps there, here and there. It's now time for TTM. Personally, my least favorite of the 4 upstairs stages. A lot can go wrong here. So hopefully we don't have to worry about it, but again, a lot of unfortunate things can happen on this stage. But first, we have another difficult touch star. Yeah, pretty difficult. Glad I got it. So for these first 2 stars, I'm going to be using the steep floor physics I talked about earlier, and water upwarping to skip pretty much half the map. Actually, came already here, and I'm going to go for the log wall kick. That could have been better. That slow part is kind of difficult though, especially because of the way the camera is at that point. So maybe going for that again on another star. This time we're going to go all the way to the top of the mountain. Okay. I don't think that's happened before. Alright. So those are the 2 mountain stars. Those didn't go too well, but at least you got past them. It loses a lot of time if you fall down on one of them. Now we're gonna get the star blast to the lonely mushroom, except we're not gonna actually blast to it. We're gonna use the crazy box to get to it. It looks scary, but it's not really that hard. Next trick I'm going to go for is a trick called Breezeless, where by using the fence's one-way wall hitbox properties, it's possible for it to push me under the floor with a precise triple jump wall kick, and then have the floor hitbox push me onto the floor by ground pounding into it. But it's really hard to be precise. Alright, and I got it. It's called Breezeless, and it saves like 4 seconds over using the breeze to skip the slide. Now I'm going to do the red coins. This is a pretty cool looking star when done well. Oh no, overall not too bad of a TTM, no major mistakes. Next is SL, one of the fastest stages in the game. It's possible to get the 5 stars I'm going to get here in only 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a decent SL, actually. You can do it in under that by like a couple seconds. This first star, Snowman's Big Head, is really impressive when done optimally. Don't even have to worry about getting oozing or hat there. For these next 2 stars, I'm going to be once again utilizing a speed kick to start a triple jump. And you get to see just how advantageful it is. This jump is kind of hard though. I meant to do 2 select kicks there, but I'm just gonna do red points now. That's gonna lose me a lot of time. What I meant to do was do a couple of slope kicks over to the other side of that slope and then slide and do a jump all the way to the 2 boxes over there. But I get one more shot at it, because I actually normally do that jump twice. I cannot do this jump right now. Alright. Optimally, I get a jump that lands right next to the box so I can ground pound it. 2 more stars to get here, and neither of them are really that difficult. Actually, I'm lying. They're really difficult, especially this next one. Oh, man. I spent a lot of time practicing this one. Yeah, that was hard. Don't say otherwise, that was a hard star. Next star I'm gonna is kinda cool also. Alright, so now we have all those stars. Now it's time for the hard part of the run, aka Tippy. This is where anything can go wrong. A lot of really technical stars are here in TikTok Clock and Rainbow Ride. Very easy to fall and lose a ton of time or even die if you just make one small mistake. So we're gonna hope that that doesn't happen. And there's some cool tricks, like for this first star in Rainbow Ride, I'm gonna attempt to do a like YouTube bounce to get to kind of climb up to the ship without using the carpets. You'll figure out what I mean when I do it. So I have to move in a specific way to get the like YouTube to do what I want so I can bounce on it. Okay, I'm just gonna do basic strats here. That could have gone way worse. But yeah, as you can see, that skips all the carpets rides and greatly shortens the time of that star. Okay, this next star is kind of technical and easy to die to. I kind of have to rely on audio for that one, so this features 2 hard jumps back to back, so okay. Alright. So now we got the 2 harder stars out of the way. Now we can focus on 2 of the easier ones. Okay. That star isn't too hard. The angle from the long jump to the other swing can be a little finicky, and that side flip can also be kind of finicky. But overall, not too bad. Okay, now we're going to do the red coins. Overall, that death wasn't... Unfortunate death, but overall not too bad of a Rainbow Ride. Time for TikTok Clock, one of the more impressive stages in the game, especially when done optimally. I hope you enjoy TikTok Clock 100 coins. Assuming I do it well. This is another pretty RNG heavy star. Okay, I'm gonna play a little safe here. Now I got a wall kick up to the Thwomp star. Okay, so the thing about this stage is that depending on what time you entered when the minute hand is on, it will determine the speed of the moving objects in the level. So there I entered on the 12, which causes them all to be stopped, and now for the other stars I'm going to use the 9, which makes them move fast. 6 is random, 3 is slow. But I'm never going to enter on the 6 or the 3. For these next few stars, I'm going to enter on the 9, and for the rest, I'll enter on 12 again. And this triple jump wall kick into another triple jump is really cool looking. It takes a lot of time on these 3 stars.
I'm beginning to think that I can't be heard in the Discord, so just in case anybody missed it, we have a $7 donation for Peach in Mario Kart.
5 frames to wall kick in this game. I unfortunately got one on the first frame, which sent me flying. Try this again. Okay, so we're done with that. Now I only need one more star here, and that's the red coins, which I'm going to be getting with time stopped. So this star is pretty self-explanatory, but can reach a lot of time losses to make one small mistake. Okay, yeah, that triple jump is pretty difficult, but I'll go for another one here. Try to grab on this star. Alright. Provided I get a decent sky here, I should be able to get a 51, which is really good for another set. At least for me. The first difficult post star. actually going to go ahead and save the game. Time for the final level. Now that we have 70 stars, the mystery of the endless stairs is solved. And now, time for Bowser in the Sky. Okay, so coming up is kind of a difficult strat, and I could lose a lot of time on here. There's a couple of triple jump wall kicks you can do in the next section, the skip part of it. I'm going to go for the moving right side, which is the hardest one, but also the fastest. And I got it. That's very hard to do. And if you miss it, you can actually fall all the way down and lose a lot of time. Okay, if I get perfect throws here, I can 51, but if you've ever seen SM64 speedruns, you know how terrible these throws are. Ah, rip. Yeah, I was a little late there. Ah, didn't throw him far enough. Spin enough. Alright, 52. What? That was alright. So timing's gonna end when I touch the big star, but since I'm the one stuck doing the timer, it doesn't really matter. And here we go, and time. Not bad, not bad. I'll take it. There we go. That is 70 star. So, hope you guys enjoyed that, despite the many mistakes I made throughout. That could have easily been a 51 if it weren't for a bunch of mistakes I made upstairs. I wasn't that great of an upstairs and tippy, but at least I pulled through. Up next, I'm actually going to be staying here. I'm going to be doing Mario Kart 64 next, so it should be an entertaining run. So, we'll start getting set up for that real quickly. So I guess I'll go ahead and give a shout out while we're waiting here. I'd like to shout out the one and only Cheezo5, who is the current world record holder for 70 star and 120 star. He is a legend with this game, has done so much with it. He's pushed this game to limits that others haven't even imagined. And definitely check him out if you want to see gameplay that's much better than what I just pulled off.
Alright, testing. How about now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, so it's a microphone issue on my end that I was unaware of. My bad. Anyways, we did receive a $7 donation for Peach, so it'll be Peach unless anybody else gets their donation in before the run begins in approximately 15 minutes.
I mean, I can set up in like 2 seconds.
We're gonna let it roll though, because otherwise if we stack the runs too close, we'll have a huge gap of downtime instead of a couple little gaps of downtime.
I mean, I guess if that's the case, I can go ahead and show off a couple of cool I could just kind of do like a short world glitch exhibition and whatnot.
Yeah, if you would like to do that while I get some things cleaned up, and for everyone who's tried to donate and it's not gone through, I apologize. This is my first time using this service, so keep on trying, see if you can get those donations in.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the credits roll out, and then afterwards I'm just gonna do a couple of cool stuff that you might not expect to see.
If you want Super Viper to like you, please donate money for Yoshi. If you want Super Viper to not like you, donate money for any other character.
It doesn't necessarily matter because they're all the same speed anyways, but I'll be able to do a couple more cooler tricks if I have Yoshi.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Alright, let's see what I can pull off in 12 minutes while we're waiting for the schedule to kind of catch up here. I guess I can start by showing off this. So there's a mechanic in this game known as out of bounds, which is any point where there's no floor triangle below it, and if Mario becomes out of bounds in any way, this happens. Yeah, you kind of die. It's awesome. I'm gonna try to do a cannon glitch here. I didn't get it. Whatever. Yoshi. Fuck it, no. I'm gonna do this because this is cool. I'm gonna head to the top of the castle again real quick. Alright, there, I got the cannon glitch. So this is what happens when you press A on the first frame of the cannon from the miner. There we go. So now I think I made Mario a zombie. Because I'm flying and I have 0 HP. Alright, let's see if I get this. Yeah. You have a 1 frame window to get that pause. Alright, Let's see what else I can do. That's fast. Alright, so I'm gonna... You might remember Pillarless and how that was an extension of Bomb Clip, but we're gonna take Pillarless one step even further. Now we're gonna see what happens when I teleport with this box. Oh, I did not get it properly. You have to literally teleport on the first frame you're standing, because you can't stand or walk while holding an object hands-free, otherwise you'll drop it. There we go. There we go. Now I'm gonna head back. And yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this ball now and show off something that's also pretty cool. You might know this glitch if you've seen Panico's videos, but if you get the cap animation to play twice in a row, you can get Mario to hold the cap to his hand. Also, I'm going to do the wing cap camera glitch here. I'll do it over here. I'll do it here. Do here. There we go. Now I have the wing cap camera in normal gameplay. So I'm going to grab this cork box and show you something you can do with this. So as you can see, it's invisible. Well, if I throw it... Now, keep in mind, the last time I held an object was somewhere around there, so watch what happens when I throw this box. Yeah, it respawns at where I last held an object. Alright, I'm going to show you something else that's pretty cool. Okay. That's not how I meant to do that. I'm gonna try to grab this bomb as it explodes, unlike before. Whatever. I'll try the easier way now. This is kind of a hard glitch to do. Okay, you know what? I'll just move on to a different level. I'll show that off somewhere else if I have to. Back here next. I'm dead. Hold on, wait. I'm dead. No, I'm not. I'll show off hyperspeed walking next. So, there's an interesting property about underwater slopes like this in that are submerged in shallow water, where if I try to run backwards on them, I'll actually begin walking backwards on them at an unbounding speed. So, I'm going to try to get a decent angle here. So I'm actually building up speed because I'm walking in place here, and hope once I have enough speed I'll release and show you what it looks like. Trying to show you a plenty of wall kick next. It's kind of precise to do. That was set up. Oops. Okay. I don't really want to abandon this one. There we go. So that's a glitchy wall kick right there. It happens when you try to That was when you try to bonk off of multiple walls at once. At least some interesting effects. I'll go to SL next. I'll show a couple of cool things here.
Pickle.
Okay, so that's the strat done properly. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna crash the game. How? By doing this. So this is called money back duplication, where if you go near a money back as it's transforming into a coin, it'll duplicate. And you can do this an infinite amount of times. And you can use this to get infinite coins, but I'm actually gonna try to crash the game with it, which I don't really try to do. Hello. This is kind of precise. Let's go try it. Again, I can just do that as many times as I like. As you can see, the game's already starting to lag. Let's look at all these money backs at once, shall we? It's gonna happen any moment now. So get ready. This game can only really hold up to around 240 objects at a single time, and I'm basically pushing the sprite limit now. I think I'm actually getting any use here. It's really hard once the game starts lagging amazingly. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of... I didn't get to crash the game with it, but it's okay. I'll just end it with this. Alright, so I think I'm going to move on to the other game now. Let me just change a couple things here real quick. Am I okay to move on?
All right, up next we will have Mario Kart 64. All cups 150cc with skips.
Alright, so let me just